Hi friends, I'm Steve Sorge with Rise Up Ministries, where we teach the truth from the Bible and you'll be able to rise up and be all that God intends for you to be. The picture that you're seeing here is a dawn. It reminds me of the day God spoke to my heart. No, it wasn't audible and I didn't see Him. He spoke into my spiritual ear, if you will, as I sat at my kitchen table early one morning. That rare moment in 2014 interrupted me as I was staring out a plate glass window and across the golf course fairway behind my home. I was watching a morning sunrise just barely peeking above the rooftops across the way. And then I heard it, God's voice. It was His special voice. I'd only heard it a few times before with such distinction. It wasn't audible for anybody else to hear. It was just a whisper of a voice with a question in the wind, so to speak, drawing my eyes back to the sun's rays. Can you stop the dawn? No, Lord, I said, of course, as I pondered how very clear that question was. Can you stop the dawn? Neither can you stop my dawn rising inside you, is immediately what I heard again. I knew in my spirit this wasn't addressing merely me. God was addressing His people. He was saying that His work, this work that He was about to do in the earth, in the hearts and lives of Christians, would change the course of the world. His dawn will rise inside each person who yields to Him. His glory will fill the earth, seemed to ride in my thoughts. Then God began to reveal to me that He was about to open the path to me to return full-time to the ministry of the matters of the heart. Even though I had been ordained and had taught the Bible in Sunday schools weekly for over 30 years, I'd worked in parachurch ministries, I'd even done short-term mission trips on 3 different continents, being blessed to teach the Bible fluently through translators. But now I would be utilized in a fuller and broader way. That was exciting to my spirit. You might be wondering, well, Steve, how did you know this was God? Well, you see, God and I had been speaking this way to each other off and on ever since my radical conversion back in 1983. At that time, after some powerful convincing on His part, one morning at about 5 a.m. in a little study in my home there in 4104 Park Edge Lane, Annandale, Virginia. I'll never forget it. I found myself in His presence. Recognizing in my spirit who He was, I slowly slipped to my knees beside the desk. I didn't know exactly what to do or say. I just sat there on my knees. And as I sat there, I felt what seemed like a gentle finger slowly lifting my chin, raising it up, right, making my chin rise up to meet His gaze. He wasn't there physically, and I was probably in the spirit, the way that the Bible talks about it. But I knew His presence, and His awe silenced me. I fully expected Him to say something, but all He did was keep my chin up and cause my eyes to meet His gaze like He was looking into my heart. And my heart knew the fullness of His presence, and I felt His eyes. They seemed like they were full of love pouring out of them. That's the only way I can explain it. Anyway, at that point, I knew He was looking for something from me. He was looking for a response. And I heard myself reach deep down, and I said, I know who you are. And I'll do whatever you tell me to do for the rest of my life as long as I know that it's you. Now, it's a long story. The link to that story can be found in the show notes. Just click on Show More below and you'll find the link down there. But in answer to the question, was this really God speaking to me about the dawn? Yes, I knew it was His voice. And to make a long story short, in 2014, God sent someone to take over the stewardship work that He'd entrusted to me for over 3 decades, the stewardship of working for ministering to people who had financial needs and that kind of thing. He sent someone to take that over. And I was confirmed by a board of elders to lead the very discipleship training work of this ministry that you're visiting today. And today, like the morning's dawn, God's dawn is rising. And it can rise daily in us who will just yield. I believe this is part of the present day work of the ongoing grace of God in the ministry of Jesus Christ. You see, Jesus isn't done. He's seated at the right hand of the Father, where He ever liveth to make intercession for us. Hebrews 7 verse 25. He's interceding. Why? And the Holy Spirit is in the earth today. God sent Him. Jesus said He would send Him. He'd be a greater helper and comforter for us in the earth. And He is interceding for us today. Why? Well, if we will just yield in an ongoing faithful relationship to God, we'll find out that He is going to rise up inside of us. We can't stop this work of God rising up inside of us. It will be like a dawn. Well, welcome to our teaching series.